here from Atlantic City, New Jersey, it is Matt Hughes against George St-Pierre. The winner will leave with a belt around his waist. George St-Pierre. No pressure on this young man tonight. Matt Hughes has all to lose. George St-Pierre has all to win. He goes to the top of the food chain. He leaves with a belt around his waist if he defeats Matt Hughes here tonight. Now, there's a lot made between this US-Canada theme because obviously Tito Ortiz in our main event is fighting a French-Canadian. And I think some people said, well, what's a Canadian champ? But in fact, I think Matt Hughes said that at the beginning of the show. St-Pierre was quick to point out, Frank, they got Russians up there, and great fighters in Canada, so no disrespect meant to our Canadian friends.
Not at all. I mean, the Canadians definitely are training with other people. I think it's just a lot of, nationalism on our side. Right now I see that there's a Canadian flag up there being tossed left and right, and all of a sudden you're hearing USA, back and forth. It's just typical, it's a sporting event and everybody wants to root for the USA. I don't really see that there's a whole lot of disrespect against Canada as far as the athletes are providing forward.
Well, it is, as I joked with George St-Pierre, is this tonight the Super Bowl of mixed martial arts, or is it the Grey Cup of mixed martial arts? I suppose we will find as the evening continues. Frank, the Grey Cup, that's the championship of Canadian football, by the way. Here comes the country boy, former five-time defending welterweight champion Matt Hughes. Incredibly strong, great takedowns, and as we have seen before, as he gets a final hug from his twin brother Mark and his mentor Pat Miletich, Matt Hughes can punish with the best of them.
Definitely. I don't think there's anybody else in the world, pound for pound, that's able to pick a man up with the power that he has, take him down and hold him there and pound him the way he does. He pretty much has the patent on the technique right now currently. No one really has the power that Matt Hughes has, and when he has good basics in wrestling, obviously, he's a wrestling college coach in Illinois. When he gets his hands around you, everybody gets elevated. I've seen the guy lift up heavyweights.
There is a story that comes out of the Miletich camp that at one point, Tim Sylvia got on the back of Matt Hughes in training, and Matt just picked up 280, 290-pound Tim Sylvia at that point and quietly walked him over to the corner of the mat, set him back down. Incredible strength for this young man.
Very incredible. It just shows that, if he's picking up someone like that, 170 is going to be nothing from the elevate. If he gets his hands connected around St-Pierre, St-Pierre will be taken down. There's no choice in the matter.
I asked Pat Miletich earlier, Frank, I said, what's the mindset of Matt Hughes? When he was ornery yesterday, he said he's happy to not have the pressure. He wants to go out there and have fun. Be mad and punish, but have fun just in case.
This UFC championship bout is sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board with Mr. Larry Hazard Sr., Commissioner, and board members Stephen Katz and Dennis McDonough. with judges Cecil Peoples, Nelson Hamilton, and Abe Bellardo. Our doctor at Octagon side is Dr. Vincent Guida. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon is Big John McCarthy. This fight is 5 rounds for the vacant UFC welterweight championship of the world. Introducing first, the fighter standing to my left. This UFC warrior is a wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighting expert who holds a perfect mixed martial arts record of 7 wins with no losses. Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, he weighed in at 169 pounds. Fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, please welcome George Rush St-Pierre! And now, introducing the warrior standing across the octagon. This man is a wrestler and an expert in the militant fighting systems. He holds a professional mixed martial arts record of 37 wins with 4 losses. Standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, he weighed in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Hillsboro, Illinois, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former 5-time defending UFC welterweight champion of the world, Matt Hughes.
Needless to say, the supporters are in abundance here for the American Matt Hughes.
Any questions from the red corner?
All right, gentlemen, shake hands, fight clean, fight hard, fight fair. Let's go.
Here we go. Someone will leave a champion either for the first time or once again in this battle between that man, George St-Pierre, and that man, Matt Hughes. Big John McCarthy, our referee. This bout will be scored by Eddie Bravo.
Are you ready? Let's get it on.
Eddie Bravo providing our scoring here in the booth. The only American to tap with Gracie, our good friend Eddie Bravo here tonight. Early on, what do we expect to see? What is the tactic that you believe Hughes or St-Pierre will take?
Well, St-Pierre, I feel, doesn't want to be taken down by Matt Hughes. He has to feel that his advantage is going to be in striking. He's going to come in, again, like he is. He's circling left, circling right, not making a stationary target for Matt Hughes. Matt Hughes on the other end is going to want to wait. If St-Pierre comes in and overextends himself, I don't believe that.
Early it goes to the mat. Hughes trying to work a choke. It is Matt Hughes on his back. We know one thing. Wrestlers are not the most comfortable human beings on their back.
And I would say Matt Hughes is probably past that definition now. I think he's very comfortable there. He's good on his back. He has skills. I think he was a little surprised that the guy, St-Pierre, as all of us, shot on Matt Hughes.
Now, St-Pierre has good quicks, if you will, at just 23 years old. The one thing you see, and you look at the physique, I mean, this is an incredible athlete in George St-Pierre.
He is. His speed advantage is definitely going to St-Pierre. He's a very quick athlete. If he can keep the fight elusive like this and moving around, definitely into his favor, instead of being in a clinching, grinding match with Matt Hughes, which would be in Matt Hughes' favor.
And I'm sure that is what St-Pierre wants to do. St-Pierre said he trained for this fight full-time. If he's grown up anywhere in the last 9 months to a year, it's in the mental side of the game. He was extremely confident when we visited with him earlier this week. Respectful but confident. Combination glances off the chin. Hughes is looking for the big slam.
Great defense so far by St-Pierre. Let's see if he's able to defend the shot. This is going to be a definite deciding factor in the fight, because Matt Hughes easily gets the takedown, discouraging for St-Pierre. If St-Pierre is able to keep Matt Hughes from taking him down, it's going to say something about this fight.
There it is. Matt Hughes 101 into the guard, and the guard is open.
Matt Hughes is so powerful. St-Pierre, though, not skipping a beat. He's going right for the Kimura.
And St-Pierre, remember, as well as being a wrestler, has Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Kimura's blocked right now by Matt Hughes. You can see that he reached across the waist and he has actually locked his hands together. If he keeps that locked up, there's no way he can pull out the Kimura. But then again, Matt Hughes isn't throwing punches right now either.
Keep working, come on.
I got to tell you, I'm very impressed with St-Pierre right now. The expression on his face was of complete serenity. He was calm as all. I can't believe you're being on the back with Matt Hughes against the cage to be that calm and composed. Very impressed.
St-Pierre has been working out with the Canadian national wrestling team, a couple of Olympians, his training partner, over the last couple of years. And the last couple of months more specifically. Matt's eye looks to be bloodied up just a little bit, the right eye.
Oh,
spinning back kick into the midsection
hurt.
of Matt Hughes.
That took a lot of wind to get caught with that in the midsection. The diaphragm locks up and it just spits all your out. You get the wind knocked out of you to get caught with a shot like that. Again, another testament to St-Pierre's athletic ability and as a martial artist. Not many spinning side kicks thrown in the arena here, not the octagon.
As I see the high kick answered, but not connected by Hughes. It's actually the left eye that seems to be a bit bruised and battered on Matt Hughes.
Who knows? There's so much clashing going on. It doesn't know if St-Pierre actually landed something. Could have been even in the takedown and taking the guy down. There's just so much is going on in the ring. Cuts come up everywhere. Nice stiff jab.
Good straight punches by
St-Pierre.
St-Pierre.
Great defense so far. Hips back, but then again, Matt Hughes doing what Matt Hughes does.
Now it certainly seems that George St-Pierre, as you talked about, is extremely comfortable, especially on his feet.
Matt Hughes is past the guard of St-Pierre. Not a good position for St-Pierre. He's going to go and reestablish the guard and get back up to his feet. Putting the knee up there, I know looks funny to a lot of people. It looks like maybe he's trying to rest, but what he's actually doing is trying to stop the mount. He's keeping Matt Hughes from being able to cross his knee over the midsection.
Looking good, guys.
45 seconds remains in round number 1. It'll be interesting to see what our own Eddie Bravo thinks, because there have been points scored in this round by George St-Pierre. Now the relentless attack of Matt Hughes in an open guard now being utilized by St-Pierre. This is where Matt is at his best, though, the ground and pound.
And St-Pierre's guard is very good. He just avoided a big-time elbow. He was able to push to the outside and cross over. So far, again, he doesn't seem like he's being tired out by being on the bottom.
Well, we saw that straight punch glance off of Matt Hughes' chin. And Matt trying to finish this round 1 with a flurry and score some points. Matt Hughes with a submission, and it's all over! It's all over! Matt Hughes with a submission victory! Bang! Armbar over! Matt Hughes is once again the welterweight champion!
Beautiful armbar transition. Goes to show Matt Hughes is not a wrestler. Like I said, he's able to evolve.
And that was literally at the end of round 1. Literally at the very end. And Matt Hughes wins by submission. Expect the unexpected here tonight in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Wow, you talk about exploding.
That was a very quick armbar. Here we go. We see Matt Hughes is on the one side, damaging with punches and great technique. He throws a bunch of punches. St-Pierre goes for a Kimura. The counter to that is a step over the head and go for a straight armbar by switching over. That was a real combination, great jiu-jitsu flow. Here's another look from the other side. Again, punching. You can see St-Pierre locked up the Kimura, but he let Matt Hughes pass his legs. Matt Hughes stepped over the head and hit an armbar. That is perfect answer for jiu-jitsu for jiu-jitsu.
And who do you credit part of that to? When you're Matt Hughes, you credit that to Jeremy Horn.
Exactly, Jeremy Horn, one of the great jiu-jitsu guys.
Yep.
There was another look at the spinning side kick that landed on Matt Hughes. I think obviously it hurt him for him to dive in with a bad shot right off the bat.
I'll tell you what, Hughes had his hands full, and I think both of you and I were in a bit of a state of disbelief at how comfortable it seems St-Pierre was. But bam, with that big hit, the armbar, Matt Hughes is once again the welterweight champion. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John McCarthy has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 59 seconds of the first round. For the winner by tap out due to an armbar, and now again, the UFC welterweight champion of the world, Matt Hughes.
And what a great show of class by George St-Pierre as he hoists Matt Hughes upon his shoulders in celebration George St-Pierre, extremely gracious in defeat, and trust me, George St-Pierre has a great career ahead of him.
He does. He impressed me immensely in this fight, even coming out as the loser, Matt Hughes. Here we're going to see the armbar again. Once again, you're going to watch St-Pierre. He's being punched here. He's going to hook up a Kimura. See his right hand reaching over the armpit? Now he has a submission, but Matt Hughes answers back. He steps over the head and drops down to another submission. That's high-level jiu-jitsu there. That's not basics. That's not knowing how to avoid submissions. That is a guy who knows how to do submissions.
Matt Hughes, and again, you know he worked this with Jeremy Horn. Matt Hughes wins by armbar. He is once again the champion. Here's Kerry Kasem.
Matt, that was fantastic. You look about as comfortable here in the octagon as most people do in their own home. Did you think you were going to submit this guy?
No, George has got such a good grappling background, and he's so strong that I never thought it was a possibility to submit him, although I do work with some of the best guys in the MMA, Jeremy Horn, Pat Miletich. But I want to say thanks to my sponsors, Rich's Boot Barn, Armalite, Tap Out, and Go Fast Energy Drink. And I want to say, USA. Pro America right here, baby. I'm born and raised in the United States, and that's the way it's going to be.
Great fight. That was fantastic. Thank you so much, Matt.
Thank you.
Matt Hughes has what he dearly missed for a number of months. He has the welterweight championship belt around his waist again. Matt Hughes is the UFC welterweight champion. Let's go back up to Kerry Kasem inside the octagon.
Hey, George. That was a great fight. That was fantastic. A lot of people said that you might be too young for this. Do you think that you're going to learn from this and come back stronger?
First of all, I just want to tell you something. Matt Hughes is one of my heroes in mixed martial art, and fighting him was a big honor for me. I'm not gonna lie, I was intimidated, but what you saw tonight, it's the real Rush George St-Pierre. You know, I was 200% of my power. I just did a beginner mistake than usually I never did in training. So what can I say? Congratulations, Matt.
I think you gave it one hell of a shot. Back to you, Mike.